You already know what it is. It's your boy 𝐿.A.K. Holla at your boy. Yeah. Holla at your boy. It's Mother's Day. Right? Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Doing your thing. You know. Holla at your boy. It's Mother's Day. And we're gonna acknowledge the mothers. But that's not the topic for today. The topic is knowing your worth. And standing on your worth and knowing that your worth is what you say you're worth, and the evaluation and the appreciation of who you are keeps rising based off knowing who the hell you are. And my music defines that. You know, I got a song called Book Me for $500,000, and yeah, and I mean that sincerely, whether anyone likes it or not, and whether anyone approves or disapproves of whatever message they think that I'm delivering, or whether they think I'm worth it or not to them, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. And the reason it doesn't matter is because I have an abundant amount of skill that it's needed in society. It's needed, obviously, by people. And it's kind of boring to sit there and watch people pretend to be something that they're not. It's like, it's irritating to watch because people are intimidated by the inquisitiveness of asking and feeding off of motivation and becoming motivation, only to be a part of a popularity circle that on TV it looks good, but in reality it's like you want to possess these skills, but you don't really have these skills, and you want to live out your happiness genuinely, and you genuinely don't have that happiness. And people have put themselves in places of popularity without the peace of mind of being sincerely happy with themselves. And for myself, I have to be sincerely happy with myself and present the allotness that I was blessed with. You know what I'm saying? While still going up the incline of success, and presenting myself in situations that look as if it's not gonna work, and still making it work to my advantage, and still being present in the expression of what it takes to take steps into the unknown, and still having faith to be like, yo, I could do this, I could get this done, I could make this happen, I could, make that relationship, and still be like, okay, this area, this group, this section, they said that you're not accepted over here. And I'm like, yo, the only reason why I'm probably not accepted is because I overqualify for the job. I simply overqualify. And the narrative that, or script that they want you to play is not better than the script that I have for myself. And I think that's what's simply shocking to the crowd or the spectators or the behind the scenes, is that the improv of who I am is simply amazing, and the uniqueness of who I am is just overbearing to someone who's pretending. And knowing and finding the balance of like entertainment. Like, we live in a generation where the entertainment parallel is like, I want to be funny, but I don't want to offend nobody. I want to be entertaining, but I don't want to say something that's going to offend people. Or he's good, but what he said is like, it's too vulgar, or it's too real, or the words that he's using are too vivid, and the vocabulary expression is just like not going to be accepted because I'm socially versed with my choice of words. And the sceneries that you have to be amongst or in and be present in, it's like, judging by the script that was delivered, and I'm gonna talk about hip hop, we talk about rap. Let's talk about rap. That's an aspect of who I am, right? You talk about rap and the entertainment industry. And this is not exposing nobody, Talk about rap. So for years, you're gonna become a student, right? And you present this thing called hip hop, and you present this movement and this culture that is called hip hop. And you listen to the lyrics of the people that are considered great. And you listen to the lyrics, and you listen to the guidelines and the scrolls and the pictures that were painted, right? And if there was a booklet to hip hop, each rapper got a chapter, and they got a book, right? Or a chapter in the book. And you listen to these guidelines, and you pay attention, and you follow the steps, rules, and the procedures. And you listen to where they fell short, where they were successful, and stuff like that. And you use those as guidelines to get to where they want to, or get to where you want to. And by the time you get to where you want to, based off their instructions, right? It turns from a gift, a skills, to a problem, because now the problem is you finally got to the realm of where they are at, or positioning yourself to get to that position. And now you're not just a rapper, or you're not just the kid that was a fan. You're now like in the midst of being amongst the greats, right? And when you're amongst the greats, you would figure that they'll be like, here's where to go, here's what you do, and stuff like that. It just don't work like that. And the innovation of who I am and what I'm coming up with has been done to a certain extent, but not done the way I did it. And whether anyone wants to admit it or not, it doesn't matter. How I move around, how I paint the picture, and how I make things happen is unique based upon how I do shit. You feel me? How I invest is different from people. How I rap is different. How I create my songs is different. The tonalities and how I put together songs is different. So we're going to talk about what you bring to the table and how you're different amongst the rest. It's just different all across the board. It's winning all across the board. It's not, if I make someone feel uncomfortable based off of my skill set, then that's just the uncomfortability within the other person. Or to know that you don't belong in certain circles is also the gift too, because it's like you come around and it's like, yo, why I don't fit in, or I'm not social with this group, or I don't understand. Like I understand, I can see it, but it's like, maybe I'm supposed to be in a league of my own. Or I just don't think or I'm thinking outside of what is occurring at the moment. You feel me? Because I'm looking at things from a perspective of, why don't they do it like this so they can make it bigger? Like, if the crowd, why isn't the crowd could be bigger, the venue could be better, the music could sound like this, the programming could be like this, the direction could be like this, the ambiance needs to sound like this, the music needs to sound like this, the speakers need to come off as like this. Like, so I'm in these spaces thinking that these concepts and these different things, and when it's presented to people who don't understand it, or are comfortable in the mediocrity or contentness, or in the realm of where they think they belong, it becomes awkward, because the taste varies in the selection of choice. And I don't want to live in the redundancy of same. Because it's like working and you go into the factory, and every day you go to the factory, you get 3 boxes, and in the 3 boxes you got you got 8 hours to finish those 3 boxes, and you're gonna receive a certain amount, and you know that you're living based off of the contentness of, okay, I gotta finish these 3 boxes. If I do this for 8 hours, 7 days a week, I'm gonna receive this amount of money, and I'm gonna break my schedule down like this, and da 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 da. I can't work like that. I don't work like that. And my perception is one of a king, like of a god or royalty, and they're like, well, you need to go do this. No, I don't really need to do anything other than what I'm doing, because the more that I look at it, the more that I seem like I'm ahead of like the curve. I'm ahead of what is the norm. I'm ahead of what people think it's regular or trending or stuff like that. I'm ahead, like I'm months, birds chirping, confirmation. I'm ahead of where I need to be. So I'm in a state of like relaxation in the state, because I have tons of music. I don't think I got enough music for someone to be like, I want to buy your catalog now. Like, and it's funny because it's the truth. I'm like ahead of my circle or my peer group or confirmation. You feel me? I'm like, people are in positions now because they're on, they have more money than I do, right? But me putting myself in position now, and I'm not comparing, but my trajectory of where I'm going is like out of this world. Like, it's like Abu Dhabi status. It's like prince shit, like king shit, like, you know, like magic carpet stuff. How I like put things together, it's like amazing, because the ideas are being copied, but the innovation of how I do things, it's different from the rest. And even if someone came up with the idea first, I'll do it in a way that it's unique to who I am. And I don't compare or contrast, because I'm not even looking at who's doing it better. It's like Mayweather preparing for a fight, and he's saying, well, I ain't really watch any film or study this person or da da da. Like, I don't have time to do stuff like that. I don't have time to look at someone else and be like, well, here's how I have to outdo this person, because I'm trying to outdo myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to outdo what I did before and do it better, to a level where I'm looking at where I came from and being like, yo, I could see the progression, and I could see the evolution. And I can't listen to anyone that's like saying, yo, you didn't evolve, or you not this, or you not that. Because in reality, I am that, and I am this, and I am what I write in my music and what I portray myself as. And it bothers people, I guess, to know that I am that, as far as the manifestation of success, royalty, abundance. I'm all that. I'm all that. Shirt for sale, holla at your boys. $ Late Bloomers LLC on Cash App, holla at your boy. Right? Website will be up soon. Bigger things. Yeah, and I'm thinking bigger. I'm thinking outside the box, as always. And there is no box. I don't even think there's not a box. There's not a box. So it's like, they're saying that these things are self-imposed and stuff like that's another thing too. Things are not really self-imposed or be like, well, you put yourself in that position. And no, it's not. That's the lie. That's the lie. That's the lie. The truth is this. People see the genuineness and the geniusness of who you are, and they have to create stumbling blocks, like I said, which are the illusion of a maze that you either run through or you find a way to get through. And it builds up your value and your self-worth so that you can make a song like Book Me for $500,000, because there's 500,000 people, right? And that's not even nothing, right? That's just for that song, which probably go up, because after booking me for $500,000, you're probably gonna have to book me for 500,000 later on down in my life, or whatever decision I decide to make based off of the career fields that I add on to my portfolio. There's 500,000 people that are looking for a perspective because they don't have the perception that I have, and they need direction. So me telling you that you got to book me for 500,000 for a moment in time is very valid, because that moment in time is a life-changing experience for 500,000 people once projected out into the masses, into the media, because they're looking for that motivation, and they're looking for that direction and perception, but they don't have it. And whatever that they do have, they act like they do have it, but it doesn't make them happy. You feel me? So I'm genuinely happy because when I'm spitting a verse, I'm writing a line, I'm not trying to force myself to be an artist or force myself to say a line that's witty. My lines sound like I'm actually just talking to you. And whatever comes out that's clever, it comes out that's clever. Right? When I'm playing basketball, I ain't really trying to dance to make a highlight. I'm instinctively making these moves because I know that if you go this way, I got to go this way. I got to go that way just to get to the objective of the game, which is putting the ball in the basket. You feel me? That's how I play. So when I'm making music and I'm making songs and stuff like that, I'm going to speak my existence and my knowledge of what I've read and what I've seen, mostly experiences, not even just books. Sometimes I used to think that right now I haven't read a lot, right? And I'm back in the state of reading again. But the experience is the books. The application is the books, right? The game of like the act is like weird, because it's like the engagement of the people that you're engaging with to get to that level. It's like they don't have the skill that you have. So it's weird because I'm like, yo,
why am I talking to this person who don't have this skill, but they're in judgment of the skill to put you in a position that'll have you displaying that skill. And then when you break it down, it's looking at the lifestyle of who they are and what they're going through. It's like, yo, this person is going through a lot, right? And I have to be the mascot and the leader that takes that experience and be like, yo, you don't know how to articulate your experiences and the pain and the struggle that you're going through. So let me become the mascot and change the experience trajectory and the environment that you're in, because you don't want to party, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to party. It's like the perception of the party. Like, the goal is to, like, when I'm in the party and stuff and I'm listening to music and I'm vibing, I don't think about the people around, or I'm thinking, like, if I am thinking about the people around, it's because I'm looking at my surroundings just to see where I'm at. But as far as the music, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm vibing. Listen to the word, the groove. Like, that's why I'm here. I'm in a party for 2 hours, 3 hours to get the groove of the experience. And I'm like, yeah, I like this. I like this groove. Then it switches to another genre of music. And I'm here, okay, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? And I'm forgetting about whatever happened during that day, or the thoughts that are like lingering in my mind and stuff like that. So it's like I gotta listen to music that get me, so that when I'm writing the music or creating the music and I put myself in a position to display my music, I can channel and be the vessel of my experience, right? So I could be the mascot of the allotness that's going on in my brain, right? And diminish the doubtness of one's trajectory that is poisonous onto me, so that I could reverse the curse of what they think is and what is relevant, or it is what it is. Like I am him, right? And the doubtness of that. I mean, so as I'm talking, it's like the randomness of experiences and occurrences, situations appear, and it's like, okay, someone's saying, yo, I'm scared. And I'm like, I'm not scared. Yeah, but I'm scared. So you gotta be scared with me. I'm not scared. Someone's saying, yo, I can't do it. I'm like, I could do it. No, but I can't do it. I can do it. Someone's saying,
nah, they not gonna win. Nah, they gonna win. How you know they gonna win? Look at the schematics of like how they play and what you know. Okay, you're not gonna win. I'm gonna win. I'm going to win. Like I prepared myself for the situation. I know I'm gonna win. You feel me? Um, nah, that's not gonna happen. You can't get in there, or you don't belong. No, I was already there. I belonged already. Like I was already there. I already put myself in position to be there. I was already that. I've been that. You can't get her. No, I got her. How did you get her? I got her before I even got her. Feel me? So the main topic of discussion is it's you knowing you and knowing what you can do and not being worried about the trajectory of or projection of someone else saying, yo, my guy, I didn't see that for you. But what I see for myself is way beyond what you can even see for me or you. So I'm not gonna waste my time in dialogue of your plans for me if it doesn't align with the greatness that I see in myself and the greatness that I see in others. And you'll waste your time trying to see greatness in other people or projecting greatness in other people if they refuse to see it in themselves. And that's another thing that I had to learn. So if you refuse to say, okay, no, that's not, I don't want to live in a big house. I want to live in a small house. Well, you live in that small house. And they're going to say, well, you know, the house ain't everything. And, you know, no one wants to live in a house alone and a big house with nobody. Well, okay. For me, right? And now it's like me. And it's not about being selfish or anything. It's like it's about you being the example of that life that you want to live. You being the core of that life, that center piece of the artwork that you trying to paint. Like you being the core. Yeah, I want to live in that big house. I want to drive them cars. I want to be at the most luxurious place. I want to live all that. I am that lifestyle. I don't want to be around people that are going to tell me that I don't want, because that's what's going to happen. Your dreams are going to go like this, and the people that don't want you to be in that position or don't see themselves in that position, it's going to like this, anchor you down, anchor you down, anchor you down, anchor you down. And you don't want to be anchored down, because time will go and you're going to live with regret, and that regret is going to turn into anger, and that anger is going to turn into sickness, and you don't want to be sick in anger with regrets. And to get into that state of mind is a rebuilding process so that your body could be rejuvenated into a state of luxurious alignment. Because the finer things in life is the um, desires that we want to fulfill based off the richness that we were told existed in our existence that we obtain to get and we try to reach. So I want the most outstanding women um, all across the board, right? I want the most luxurious cars all across the board. I want to taste the finest foods of life all across the board from all cultures. I want to think the most richest and the most wealthiest thoughts all across the board. I want the music that I'm delivering to sound like I'm the wealthiest across the board, right? With all the definitions and the subsidiaries of what wealth is. I don't want to think about poverty and stuff like that because that was a programming, right? And I don't want to be a part of the programming of lack. I don't want to be in the programming of, yo, I don't have and I don't got and I don't this and yo, you're not gonna make it because such and such didn't make it. So if such and such didn't make it, then you can't make it. Yo, you only a certain age, so the cap of success is at this. And if you're not working and stuff like that, listen, if I'm working from a certain time, right, and I want to have the freedom of time to do what people of freedom do, then I can't do what everyone else is doing. I have to do what the the rarities are, what the percentile of what successful people do. I have to belong to that, right? I don't have to be forced or be told that, yo, bro, you gotta go do this or you gotta go do. No, I don't, because the person that's telling you that you gotta go do that didn't do it, because if they did it, they wouldn't be in the position that they're in, right? So that's why I'm listening to with music now. It's like you listening to the projections or the chapters of each individual that you use as an instruction to get to where you want to, and it's like, okay, well, nigga, was you lying in your raps, or were you telling the truth? Or when I decoded what you were saying, right, and I used it as a pamphlet, you turn from a student to the problem. And the problem only because now you're in the realm of the percentile of success, right? Which isn't many, right? And there's an image or illusion of a cap of a circulation of wealth that members only can be a part of. But when you look at places like Dubai and Kuwait and all these other, it's millions of them. It's their normal lifestyle. It's the norm to be wealthy. It's the norm to be luxurious. It's the norm to be top tier. It's a norm to be above and beyond and living amongst the lions, tigers, and the eagles, and we were stolen from that legacy to have a category and a wall of division, right? A wall of division. So they're like, yo, I'm gonna divide the way you think so that you don't get past me. And if I'm miserable, you're gonna be miserable. And if I'm broke, you're gonna be broke. And if I'm broke, you're gonna feel my wrath and stuff like that. And if I don't want to live in the big house, then you can't live in the big house. And if I'm considered great, then it only could be one and stuff like that. I don't see these dudes living like that. These royal families that's worth trillions of dollars. I don't see them doing that. I don't see them. I see them like owning and building cities and building super architecture and moving in like wealth elite groups. You feel me? Like um I don't see them in the state of like lack. They have an abundance of everything. But I don't see that here. I don't see that. To be the richest nation and to be in the land of the free and to be a part of that and to have to look elsewhere to get motivation is it's weird, and it's also inspiring because while I'm listening to someone giving me the negative aspect of it, I get to see the positive aspect of it, and the positive aspect of it is telling me or showing me, don't listen to that because that greatness and that abundance exists, and you can get booked for $500,000, and you can make songs like $500,000, and you can make songs like Rage for the Summer, and you can have a diversity of your character and who you are, and you can be whoever you want to be and live up to that and express that without being judged by the people in position who don't have those skills. And that's what I'm just learning. Like as I'm getting older, it's like you don't possess those skills. You don't know what's cool. You don't know what's hot. You don't know what's like popping. You don't want to be the example of what's popping, because you're gonna think that, okay, someone's gonna say, oh, why you move like that? Why you dress like that? Why you act like that? Why you talk like that? Why you moving like that? Well, it ain't popular yet, so I can't do it. So I gotta move like this. You don't want to be in the example or the example of the critique and the ridicule. I don't mind that shit. I don't mind it because the more you follow trends, when the trends die out, you'll die out with it. And then you're going to look at someone else for the next trend, and then you're going to die out with that. And all you're going to do is just be a cycle of what's popular and what's not. And the people that are amongst the top tiers of leaders are the people who are the creators of the trend. And they pass it down to the people. Like, yo, I just created this. Boom, boom, boom. So it's like, it's all a choice. You know what I'm saying? We all have a choice. And there isn't a right or wrong on the spectrum, but I don't want to be a part of the the mediocrity in the community of a lack, which is a programming. Yo, it ain't enough food. Yo, it ain't enough clothes. Yo, it ain't enough money. It's enough of everything. Every situation that I've ever been a part of or I've ever been in, I realized like, yo, someone was telling me that, yo, I can't, or there isn't a way. And I found a way. And when I found a way, I'm like, why I'm listening to you? Why am I hanging around you? And why not I create this way of my own? Because I actually walked that path. I actually walked those steps. I actually was like, yo, I actually walked 25 flights of steps, right? 25 floors because the elevator was broken with a 30-pound book. No, fuck that, like a 40-pound book bag on my back, right? So I've walked those experiences. I've walked hundreds of blocks, right? Just to find one aspect of the puzzle to get me to the next level. I've taken train rides and bus rides from different cities and different boroughs at different times and different directions, going to different avenues of checkpoints to get to or to figure out whatever I need to figure out. So why am I going to listen to an individual or individuals and tell me that, okay, what you're doing is wrong or what you're doing ain't right? And what happens is you'll get into the battle of wisdom and experience and the taught perception. So it's like someone may be older than you, but they're telling you, here are the words of the wise, right? And it's valid to a certain extent, right? Because the wise people that live longer than you are wiser, but not necessarily. They're not. They could. They may not be as rich in experience as you, because even though they lived longer, they didn't take the experimental steps in the direction of fulfilling what they wanted to fulfill because of whatever the case may be. It may be due to a lack of teaching or lack of being well read or being well versed in whatever avenues that prevented them from becoming, right? So in me taking these steps and learning these things and becoming these different characteristics of who I am, I had to break free from these mental barriers that I thought were preventing me, but they really don't exist, in the state of getting to the next level. Because no matter where I'm going or where I'm at or what location I'm in, the routes lead to the same doors because of this the successful destination that I have. So it doesn't matter what country I go to, what state I go to, what roads that I'm walking on. The signs are the same because it aligns with my magnetic vision of where I'm going. So my mind has been trained to see only success. My mind has been only trained to see opportunity. My mind has been only trained to see and be a part of a moment of a portal that leads to the serendipity of a lesson learned or the door opening to success. right? My mind has taught me to create the opportunity and to create the portal of success when someone else isn't willing to share those opportunities or to open their aspect of what success is to them. So knowing your worth and breaking free from those barriers, because it's not just about you being your worst enemy or you versus you. It's not that. It's not that. I don't think, I'm looking at Bob Marley right now. It wasn't Bob Marley versus Bob Marley. It wasn't that. You think Bob Marley he wasn't saying to himself like, yo, I'm bad, or I'm something's gonna happen to me, or da 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 da. He wasn't saying that stuff. He wasn't thinking like that. None of these people think that like they're not thinking that stuff. The people on the outside make you want to think that that's not what you're thinking, but it's not what you're thinking. It's like, bro, you bringing something new to the table, right? Or to the castle or stuff like that, or whatever the case may be. Why are you a threat, right? And why are you a threat to a system that presents itself as a abundant system, but it nowhere compares to the $1 trillion life living of these people overseas who are living freely based off of resources, land, animals, livestock, commodities, architecture. That shit don't compare. It doesn't compare. It doesn't compare. So it's like, okay, these places got sweatshops and Alibaba and stuff like that. Why isn't America, or these systems that we have, like music industry generates $2 billion. $2 billion in a year? And it turns into ting-a-ling-a-ling, school bell a ring, knife on falcon, 5 feet dump. Like, it's scraps. Like, yo, it's only a certain amount of us. There's $2 billion circulating in this system, and each person has to get a piece of the market share, and a piece of the market share has to be dominated by such and such, and someone is making $2 billion individually. So someone on the other side of the world is making more than the whole industry. So a song like $500,000 for me is very relevant. You feel me? So bookers, whether you're in Dubai, Nigeria, Germany, Finland, Switzerland, holla at your boy. Holla at your boy. T-shirt on deck. Prices will be going up. Yep. It's like Waldo. Get your shirt now. And I don't even got to sell it, but it's being sold because it makes sense. Right? And they said if it don't make dollars, then it don't make sense. And this was made from dollars, so obviously it makes sense. You feel me? So I'm looking at that. It's not no you versus you or me versus me. Sounds good. Sounds good. Right? The only aspect of that makes sense is that knowing thyself, so that you're prepared for situations when you meet the other characteristic of yourself. Other than that, when I'm going to play ball, it's not me versus me. You feel me? It ain't me versus, I don't even know these people. But I know the aspects and the characteristics for the environment and the experience, so that I know how to
engage, disengage, move, not move, and stay out the way or be in the way of experiences that keeps me going on the incline to success. Or not even thinking about the incline, just adding to my repertoire of my armor of success and belief. And knowing that my abilities exist for a reason. My skills exist for a reason. My uniqueness exists for a reason. My awkwardness exists for a reason. You feel me? Me not belonging or me not fitting in is existing for a reason. Right? And knowing that the threat that I am exists for a reason. And the threat is only a threat to those who don't want to channel the aspect of the characteristic of a realm that makes them feel uncomfortable. You feel me? So if I make someone feel uncomfortable, it's not because I made them feel uncomfortable. It's because that's the uncomfortability that they have with themselves, or they don't want to belong in that realm. And if they don't want to belong in that realm, then that's completely fine. You feel me? And the separation of that to become who you are, to get, and that's the crazy part about it, is because you breaking free from a way of thinking, a way of living, and an energy, so that you could set yourself up for a new way of living, new way of thinking, a new energy, only to spread back that energy so that that energy that you broke away from doesn't keep reoccurring and give you the same results that you've been getting. You feel me? Because the key to the whole thing is the obedience in maintaining your skill set and staying down to get into where you want to get to, so that the blessings of the gifts that you receive is not overlooked or taken advantage of. You feel me? So you're gonna have challenges, and you're gonna have experiences, and you're gonna have critiquers and stuff like that. And you're gonna be tested based off your endurance, right? And that's fine, because it lets me know that based off of my past endurance tests and the miles that I was willing to walk in the journey and the process that I was willing to be a part of, I was already building a gap of success already. And I had to position myself earlier on in life in the time that I put in. I don't want to call it sacrifice, because sacrifice is like doing something that you don't want to do. I deliberately was like, yo, let me take myself away from a certain experience at the moment and put myself in a realm that would break me away from energies that wasn't fulfilling, overflowing, and um, well within the fountain stream of um, favor and blessings and stuff like that. You understand? So it's like being aware of like the industries that exist and the abundance of what each industry offers, which is way more than the programming of poverty and the limited opportunities that existed within that radius of the poverty line, right? And to realize that within even within those poverty lines, that poverty mindset still don't exist based off the choices that you're gonna make or the choices that you being introduced to based off you finding out that yo, these choices really do exist. Because it's like I could buy a sandwich, right, and eat it one time, or I could buy the bread and the supplies and eat that sandwich every day of the week. Or I could buy the bread, make the sandwich, sell it off of one sandwich, go buy the supplies all over again and stuff like that. So it just the mindset of the worthiness of who you are, and knowing that like not just because it's trendy and we living in this woke um culture now and everyone's like getting conscious and stuff like that, but the identification of like who you are and what you represent, and knowing that um you're not gonna just say you royal or you wealthy just to say it, or just to say that I come from this, or you're not just gonna um succumb to the everyday, yearly, monthly traditional things that aren't really traditional in the path to success, right? They're only traditional in uh, the povertization, if that's even a word, to to a lower self. You feel me? Like um, the quicksand of doubt, the quicksand of lack, the quicksand of judgment, the quicksand of um, not speaking your mind, the quicksand of like um, someone saying, yo, you this, that, and the third, you this, that, and the third, but then when you say, yo, well, you this, that, and the third, it turns into conflict because they want to make themselves feel good about what they do. So that's why music and art is so powerful, because you get to um, express how you feel and express your mindset, and you don't specifically have to talk to nobody. You could just genuinely paint a picture and it shakes up the world. And that's why it's so important, because the monetization and the motivation of the inspiration that you put together, it creates a chain reaction once it gets into the certain hands of people that circulate that energy or circulate that that motivation.
or circulate that message. You feel me? So um the lack of partying and like the lack of like cool shit that's not happening now, it's like weird because it's like what happened to being cool again? Like what happened to that? What happened to that? What happened to that like that it's like that basement party. It's like that crowd energy that starts off like from spot to spot. Like, you know what I'm saying? You on the strip and you going from here and you go to there and the energy builds up and then boom, you hit up at the big spot and then it's like, yeah. Then the music is circulating and the artists are known and people are knowing and da da da. It's not like that no more. It's not like that. It's the same programming, redundant over and over and over and over and over. And the newness of what it could be is not original in the sense of the uniqueness of creation. It's just the newness of the redundancy. And it has to be a system that pumps wealth. You feel me? It has to be a system that pumps out wealth. It has to be a system that um, breaks down the barriers of uh, lack. You feel me? Or the prevention of. Like how do like why the fuck would you prevent wealth? Why would you prevent the production of wealth? Why would you prevent the speech of wealth? Why would you prevent that shit? I don't get it. Why would you prevent abundance? Why would you prevent the escalation of or the evolution of um, $1 trillion mindset? Why would you prevent that? Why would you prevent richness of expression? If you're trying to get out of poverty and you're trying to get out of these ways of thinking, right? Why don't you pump that, right? And when it is being pumped, right? Why are people trying to prevent that? That shit is stupid. It's dumb. That's why I don't see no competition with like what's going on because the book that I studied, which is the book of hip hop and the book of and I'm always a student. I'm still learning more because each person in the chapter of the book presents a certain skill set or ability that adds to the characteristics of the Megatron of what the industry is, or it's not just music, just any industry that we decide to be a part of, and there's a certain characteristics to each individual that um, put themselves in position And also there's an individuality characteristics that one must add to their repertoire so that they can position themselves to get along the lines or over the hill. Right? And for me, it's not really a competitive sport as I once saw it as anymore, because it's the perception of what I've seen and what I'm able to do as far as my penmanship or the frequency of that I'm delivering is like it's on a different wavelength of what I want as results. You know what I'm saying? So I can't get into the aspect of anything else other than the entertainment aspect, which is like to have fun in the state that I'm in right now, and having fun in the abundance of being LAK, like being him. You know what I'm saying? And being that expression of what I think greatness is. And without feeling bad or feeling a way about talking about greatness, wealth, success, beauty, positive state of mind. I don't feel no way about that type of stuff because it's real. Like, that's how you get better, right? People are like, how you got better and how you did it? Yo, in the pathway of hell, in the system of hell, in the dungeon of hell, in the pits of hell, I remain positive, right? Positive in the state of getting out onto the path that I wanted to get on. And when I had to become negative, which was also a way to, on a path, I had to channel that energy, right? And I refuse to listen to anyone or anything that'll prevent me from being the royalty that I am. Right? I know. Now I'm not even saying if that's the dream that I pertain or the dream that I aspire to be. Nah, I had to learn that that's what I was. I was born as that. I became that. I came out the womb as that. I came into the existence as that. Like, that was the story that was designed for me. When I did the checks and balances, the due diligence and the research, everywhere I went led to that. You feel me? That's why I had to let it off. New freestyle out right now. And the words that utter or come from my speech and out of my mind and stuff like that, you can hear the richness and the wealthiness of that, right? You can hear the vividness of experience. You can hear the artistic value of who I represent and present myself as. You can look at the transformation and witness the glow of what I was projecting before the glow, during the struggle, during the fight with the highest self, the lowest self, the yin, the yang, whatever you may call it, the individuals that thought a certain way, my way of thinking, the evolution of what I thought to what is now, the evolution of what was truth now, or what wasn't truth then to what is truth now, the breaking down of formulas that created my own formula, the belief in oneself when the doubt was being projected on me, I had to break away from. Yeah, like, it get lonely, and it's like you start to become in a realm of your own, or atmosphere that only you can understand how to instinctively hit the shot, instinctively speak out the words, instinctively create the change that you want to see. Only you know what you're worth. Only you can deliver that. And you have to live within that confidence that this is who I am, and live within the confidence that whatever circumstances that I'm in that's preventing me from getting to that level, you can break free from that level and come back more evolved than what anyone else can imagine, or anyone else thought. I'm already that. Feel me? So you don't have to listen to no critique. You don't have to subscribe to any belief that goes against your evolution to success. You know what I'm saying? You can subscribe to this page, you know what I'm saying? And share with your friends, leave a comment, holler at your boy. I want to know, what's the mindset of people these days that keeps them from believing in themselves? Because I believe in myself. I believe in myself. And now I'm at the stage where I don't really care what what people say in the state of like the non-belief of themselves, other people, and experiences that they want to see happen. And it doesn't matter what level you're on. I believe in me. I'm starting to see more abilities, even though I know the power that I possess. There keeps coming more and more and more the more action that I take. And it's leading me to that next level. So you already know what it is. It's your boy 𝐿𝐴𝐾. Holla at your boy. You know what I'm saying? Holla at your boy. God told me to, keep it going. And it's not even, it's not even like a religious thing. Not a religious thing. Because he said God told me in the channel of who I am, and I look up into the kingdom of my kingdom. And he's like, you know what? Keep it going. Don't stop. You already there. The money is waiting on you. The money is in your pocket. The skill set is in your hand. The gift is right in front of your face. The fear doesn't exist. The willpower is there. The resilience is there. You breaking down the walls. You're in position. Your territory is enlarged. You're defying the odds. You're breaking through. You're making it happen. You feel me? You're the best in your field. You're overqualified, right? The research is there. The tools are out there. The relationships are out there. You're defeating any doubt. You're conquering all aspects. You're breaking free. You were designed to be great. The power is within you. It's just weakness leaving your body. It's just pain leaving your body. It's just impurities leaving your body. Feel me? Don't listen to the critique. You feel me? Don't listen to the critique. Have a drink, take a smoke, do it within moderation. You know what I'm saying? Don't do anything that's going to be detrimental to your health. You feel me? Put yourself in positions that will set you apart from situations that'll be detrimental to your health. You feel me? Do the research on things, and don't just do it because it's cool. Do it because you know the benefits of what it's going to do for the experiences that you want to be a part of. change the status quo. Be different. You know what I'm saying? Go left. You know what I'm saying? Do like do things that you said you wasn't gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Or you said you can't do. You know what I'm saying? Clear your mind, clean up your thoughts, clean up your atmosphere, so that you do and you can think clear thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Channel those who you think are great. Challenge those who challenge you. You feel me? That's another thing too, is to challenge the perspective of people that are challenging you. Because the people that are challenging you, once you face them with the same challenges, you'll find out that they haven't even challenged themselves, right? So that's another aspect of what it is being a part of a system that is challenging to you and is challenging to someone who presents himself as an opponent, no matter on what level. You feel me? Anything someone throws at me, I'm going to come with a perspective that's going to be like, okay, well, you in this position or you here? Well, here's an aspect of me that you don't have. Right? It's vice versa. And then they're going to throw an aspect that they think that I don't have. You know what I'm saying? Whether I have it or whether I'm having it soon, who knows? You know what I'm saying? It's, you know, and stand on what, like, you believe. You feel me? Eliminate whatever's preventing you from position yourself, or eliminate all toxicities that are parasitical to your situation. Feel me? Run the extra mile. Do the extra push-up. Balance your mind. Meditate. You feel me? So they're like, you know, go against anybody that goes against you in the realm of prevention. Right? Anyone that makes you feel uncomfortable, show them how comfortable you are and confident you are in what you do. Right? Show them how easy it is. It's simple. Be that of greatness. Be the royalty. If you say that, if I say I'm royalty, and I feel that way, and I act like that, and I become that, and I say that I am, and if you check me out and you see me in person, or you see the audacity that I have, or the tenacity, or the display of all these characteristics that I present myself with, and it's proven and it's actually that, that's just what it is. That's just what it is. And to realize that it takes a minute if it's not installed in you at first, but over time and eventually, you remember on your own of who you are. And things become easier. It becomes easier. And you don't have to dig deep when you just allow the energy to flow through you. Well, you already know it's your boy 𝐿𝐴𝐾. Holla at your boy Jazz America. Us TV. You already know what it is. New music, new apparel, new look, new glow, new me. You know. You already know what it is. Jazz America. What's up?